peace of my mind. Fear falls away, crack the shell of a new day.
Good morning. This is Olu Fakoladev Idin Kai Ifa Temple. Thank you for joining us. This is our Ile Jumba. So let us begin with morning prayers. I want to thank all of you all who have joined us and those who have supported with donations and things like that. Thank you so much for all of your work and your support for this temple. So let's begin. Mojuba Lorum, Mojuba Leda, Mojuba Loromari. Mojuba Bobo Romane, Mojuba Boy Male, Mojuba Boy Sendini Soloro Mare, Mojuba Miss Maria Lucudans, Mojuba Darta, Mojuba Basement, Senior, Mojuba Academy, Mojuba Clifford Daniel Watkins, Mojuba Dallas, Mojuba Zion, Mojuba Nava, Mojuba Clifford, Mojuba Clifford Watkins, Mojuba Janita, Mojuba Kitty Valley, Mojuba Oscar Valley, Mojuba James Rick, Mojuba Benino Chino, one Vermil, no Black Identity, Agustin Vermil, Mojuba Boy Sendini Solomar. Ajog Bay. He hears people's pleas and set the pleas. He hears people's pleas and proves pleas. He talks to people and ensures that the talk is completely absorbed. He hears people's pleas and set the pleas names will die. He hears people's pleas and proves pleas names will die. He talks to people and ensures that the talk is completely absorbed his name. Oishanla, you the person most in this. The person most wants to not felt impression. Start fog for Winston's rainfall. Go fog for Winston's downpour. It is whatever the accurate poem students tells us what they accept. Whatever the big rat tells us what they accept. All what I tell you, Father, please accept them and approve them. I share. O Terete, to show gratitude upon gratitude, the alva of gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence is the alva of benevolence. Whoever not show gratitude for yesterday's benevolence, such a person will not receive today's gratuity. These were the declarations defied to the 401 Irumala when going to marry Opwe, daughter of Rishbuji. These are also declarations defied to Orumila when going to marry Opwe, the daughter of Rishbuji. I'm grateful. I see my gratuity. I'm grateful yesterday's favor. I see today's gratuity. Oh, Terete, we're very grateful. Awa dupe, awa bure, awa dupe, awa bure, adupe, anawa bure to never, Olodumare, awa dupe, awa bure, awa dupe, awa bure, adupe, anawa bure to never. Irú orí ẹni, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrẹ́, àdúpẹ́ àná wa ó bùrẹ́ tù níbò, irú mọ̀lẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrẹ́. Adupe anawa obore tunebo legun orisha. Ifa, we call on you on the Odu Erosmo Etutu. Please forgive us. Erosmo Etutu. Pounding down without soup could be very difficult to consume. These were the declarations we fought to Etutu, the child of Akbaneragon. These were the declarations we fought to Etutu, the child of Akbaneragon. How many children does Ifa have that you were passing out? Those who beg on behalf of Etutu. If I would call on Ogbeala, we ask that you forgive us. I ask that you remove death, remove sickness, remove cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, witchcraft, and negative forces from us at this time, and bring to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, healing, peace of mind. Before we call on Ogbela. Orumla said it is time to sleep. I echoed it's time to sleep. When the day dawned, I met Orumla in the 16th room, where he covered his head with a flowing gown full of lights. He was wearing a dress full of bloodstains. He was sewing heavily. They told him that delegate from his cypress. Orumla inquired about what the delegate brought. They told him they brought 2 rats from running, 2 fish bracelets to me, 2 birds cooked in flight, 2 goats with big livers. Orumla said that is not enough to wake him up. I admit my ignorance to educate me. Motu nakaraba, I hide myself in your bosom and tabak. Motu nakaraba, the dog can not spirit of beast, I got your repeatedly. The dog can not spirit of beast, I got them repeatedly to perform rituals because of children. You are the leaders, we are the followers. Leaders are the ones who show the followers wisdom. Orumla told them to get alligator pepper, to get cola nut, to get bitter nut, to get alcohol. The couple got the alligator pepper, he got the cola nut, got the bitter nut, and he got the alcohol. That is right, it's now that he's fully awake. Rumela, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of compassion. It is with eyes of compassion. The heavenly stars, you look at the stars below. Rumela, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of help. 1, 2. Secure great wealth is such good eyes of heavenly stars, you can look at the stars below. Rumela, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of help. 1, 2. Secure a good spouse is such good eyes my spouse should use and look at me with. Rumela, when you are fully awake, please look at me with eyes of help. 1, 2. Bear many children. It's such that as a child should use and look at it with decorated play. Be for long, not too far join us in the midst of all around life. I say, oh shit, if I we ask that you will continue to ward off all the challenges, ward off the sickness, cases, controversies, ward off fights, litigation, losses, non-fighting. Oh shit, Funny how the few people this type of community is not big enough to do that yet. Had I been enough to do this, I would have taken it when it's on my head with it. Easy cause decorations to Arola and going special missions to Japan. We can't look at the family. Can't make rich, can't Arola to spec and the devil and shit all get a wall. Oh shit, I kick in back inside. Yeah, shit up against the tree. Pacify for women and he feed Iban. I share from all of them. If in the water, she wealthy, she'll be wealthy. I kick in back inside. In the mouth of an one's I Iban, I share in the mouth of an owl. If no one should have joy, surely joy. I kick in back inside. In the mouth of an one's I Iban, I share in the mouth of an owl. No one should have victory, surely victory. I kick in back inside. In the mouth of one's I Iban, I share in the mouth of an owl. Talk essence, maybe so surely shall it be. Àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi o, àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Gbogbo tí mo bá màmá wí o, ìrúmọlẹ̀ ọba. Ifá ọba o, àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Bímọ dúró tí mo súre, bímọ pẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo súre, bímọ kúnlẹ̀ tí mo súre, bímọ jókòó tí mo súre. Now let us hold our ori. Oriani larure yani o, Oriani larure yani. Mojulo mi fawa mori, Oriani larure yani. Ashe. Bobore chasu, Ifá ọba Ọlọ́run. Àtìbàṣáájú, Ifá ọba Ọlọ́run, ó ṣe àrùn-ìlà Ifá ti bọ́. Olódùmarè divinity, please continue to ward off death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversies, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, witchcraft, negative energy, illness, all challenges. Please banish them far from us and bring to us long life, wealth, good spouses, good children, peace of mind, stable home, victory, healing, self-confidence, all the good things of life. We ask that you would move my ego out of the way so that we can hear a word of Ifa, so that we can hear truth. Emma kamimene amo, Emma kamimene anu, Emma kamimene adeloku, etamole, tori Ifa lonimi, ebora timpanini, enibanami, ahun ati Ifa lelejo. Thank you all so much for joining us. You could be anywhere, but you are rocking with us today. Thank you all once again for joining us. This is Olua Fakola Dev Idinkai Fa Temple. Today's topic is going to be very interesting because it's something that I've thought about many times. I got the title. I like to watch things that are motivational, things that get me going for my day. And it's a podcast by a guy named Jeff Lobes And he said sometimes you have to separate in order to elevate. So I want to give him that credit and that shout out. And I also want to give my Oluo, Chief Sholagbade Popola, shout out for teaching me the verses, because I was asking him, where are times when Orunmila had to go it alone at first in order to be successful in the end? And so this is a unique topic because so much we talk about is community. But what happens when you have to reach a goal and the community's vision, people don't see that in you? People don't see that you are supposed to be higher than what you are. They want to continue to see you where you are at. What happens when you have a dream and you want to make that dream manifest? You have a destiny and you want to make sure that that destiny, the richness of that destiny, manifests. And the people around you are like, nah, that's not for you. What do we do? How do we get there? Because we have to get there. Sometimes your destiny might say some incredible things, but individuals around you, friends, family, co-workers, colleagues, they might think that, yeah, that's not it. You might have a dream to be a great architect. You might have a dream to be a great musical artist. You might have a dream to be a great babalao, ianifa. And the people around you will begin to remind you that, oh, you don't speak Yoruba well enough, or you weren't born into a family that has the money to support your dream of being great as an architect. You didn't go to college. You didn't go to school for this. How are you going to be great in these things? Well, the issue is Olodumare did not give them that vision. Olodumare did not give them the dream. Olodumare gave you that dream. Olodumare gave you that vision. So in terms of that, that is what we're going to talk about today. So there are many times when we must be so determined to reach our goals that we have to leave the naysayers behind. We must leave all the individuals who might love us, but also share with us how impossible it is for our dream to come true. Melchor Lim says, sometimes you must walk away from people not because you don't care, but because they don't. So today we are talking about goal setting, goal achievement, and what does it take to accomplish your goal? It takes patience, it takes persistence, it takes dedication, it takes determination, and seeing something that nobody else can see. It takes all of that to look at something that is not yet in the natural world yet, and for you to bring it into fruition with manifestation, with staying in tune, and so on. Ifa says in the Odu Ikameji, there is a high wind blowing from this side, and there is a serious storm blowing from the other side. The heaven is in great turbulence. None knows where the rain will fall. Everyone is running helter skelter. Rainfall cannot start here for one to suddenly shift to the other side. Rainfall cannot start from the other side for one to suddenly shift to the other side. These Rifa's declarations to Akapo Opwe when evangelizing the world over. Ifa, don't you see my hands? I have been suffering everywhere because of you. I do not eat until I reach the home of Olu. Ifa, don't you see my hands? Here are my palms. I do not drink until I reach Oke Ora. Ifa, don't you see my hands? I have been suffering everywhere because of you. I neither ate nor did I drink until I reached Okegedi, the home of Agbonilegun Ifa. Don't you see my hands? I have been suffering everywhere because of you. If I had been, if I had been reliably told that you put peace and harmony into my life, if I had been reliably told that you ensured peaceful death for Owa Oga, who is also known as Owa Ogidi Igbedu, offspring of those who greet each other with Okun Yeye. He who fights and strikes the base of the sword against the ground, Ifa, please ensure peaceful end for me too. On the day of my death, ensure that my children have horses to ride in my departure. Ifa is saying so many powerful things in this verse. In it, Ifa is guaranteeing peace and harmony and also peaceful end for a person, peaceful life and peaceful death. And when we hear this verse, Ifa is saying, Ifa, can't you see my hands? I've suffered for you. I've done all these things. I've been long suffering. I've followed these attributes of Ifa. I've been in tune. I've stayed the course. Can't you see my hands? Can't you see that I've been here for the long haul? And Ifa sees those things. Olodumare sees those things. And Ifa and Olodumare will reward you as a result of your steadfastness, your dedication. You can't put money into the spiritual money into the Ifa bank, into the Olodumare bank, and not receive a dividend. That is in essence what Ifa is saying here. Excuse me. So when we look at this, there are times when you have to do what you do, even though there are so many people ridiculing you, joking on you. How many of you all have practiced Ifa or whatever African spiritual tradition that you might find yourself in? Whether it's Palo, whether it is the Akan tradition, Santeria, whatever it is, Candomblé, and you find yourself where people in your family are like, man, what are you doing? You go, why are you praying in that way? Why is it that you have to avoid this particular food during this particular time? You're observing your taboos, and people are like, man, chicken is for everybody. Everybody loves chicken, but chicken might be your taboo. And people ridicule you and talk bad about you as a result of you trying to do things to elevate yourself, to support yourself, to support your own elevation and destiny. And when people do those things, they can't see your vision. They can't see exactly where you're planning on going. Sometimes you have to look like a fool to the rest of the world. And people will look at you as if you are crazy, but you must continue. You must remain on course and on track. Ifa says in Otrupon Otra, Ita Jare, Irele Jare, these were Ifa's declarations to Orunmila when he was doing good deeds in the land of Ife, and it was misconstrued for evil. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Now, Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let there be peace in Otu Ife. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let there be peace in Otu Ife. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let the pregnant women deliver safely. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let the barren women receive the blessings of the fruit of their womb. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, So that sound, itajare, really, jare, that is the sound that mimics the sound of oro. And those of you who know, with oro cult, we do our work at night when everybody is asleep. And the reason is because we're working to heal damaged community and we're trying to get rid of negative forces. And in terms of that, Orumila found himself performing rituals in the dead of night. And he was performing rituals for Oro. And what he was trying to do is bring peace, harmony, and healing into the community. And people began to think, oh man, Orumila is out there working juju. Orumila is out there trying to destroy the people of this community. And he continued. And people started saying that he was doing evil, and it became a public scandal. Orumila went for Ifa consultation. And the Awo told Orumila that the reason why people were scorning him and talking bad about him and saying that he was doing evil is because they couldn't hear what he was saying. They said that Ifa said that he needed to raise his voice and continue to work hard and be dedicated, but he needed to raise his voice as he prayed. So that is why we hear Ita Jare, Rele Jare, let the barren woman have the blessings of the fruit of the womb. Ita Jare, Rele Jare, let the pregnant women give birth safely. When we hear that, Orumila's saying those things as he is propitiating Oro in the dead of night. And now people are hearing, oh, what does he do? Oh, wow, he's blessing the community. And so when we think about that, what I also want us to think about is when we find ourselves in challenging situations, particularly with family members who might think that what we do is wrong or what we do is evil or whatever they might think, that we have to maintain and stay the course. We have to raise our voices and say, these are the things that I'm doing as we pray. But also raise your voice in other ways. Raise your spiritual voice. What I mean by that is raise your spiritual voice in a way that people see your actions, your activities. Don't speak just with your mouth. Speak with your actions. Speak with your deeds. Speak with the way that you move in the world. And when you do that, people will see that what you're doing is actually right. You might even do things that bring other folks into the fold of practicing Ifa just by the good deeds that you do, just by your character. People might ask you, like, what are you doing? But as I said before, initially, you may have to go off and continue to do what you do, even though people don't understand and even though people don't value or respect what you do. You have to continue to do it because it's right. So, lastly, I want to talk about a particular verse of the Odu Ifa called Ogbe She. And let us speak this Ifa. Ifa says on Ogbe She, Orunmila says it is little by little. I say it is a gradual process. These were Ifa's declarations to Orunmila when going on spiritual mission to the land of the rats. Your Ori had not reached its final destination. Oh, Orunmila. Orunmila says that it is little by little. I say that it is a gradual process. These were Ifa's declarations to Orunmila when going on spiritual mission to the land of fishes. Oh, Orunmila, your Ori has not yet reached its final destination. Oh, Orunmila. Orunmila says that it is little by little. I responded that it is a gradual manner. These were Ifa's decorations to Orunmila when going on spiritual mission to the land of the birds. Your Ori has not yet reached its final destination, O Orunmila. Orunmila says that it is little by little. I responded that it is a gradual process. These were Ifa's decorations to Orunmila when he was on spiritual journey to the land of the animals. Your Ori, Orunmila, has not yet reached its final destination, O Orunmila. Orunmila said that it is little by little. I said that it is a gradual manner. These were Ifa's decorations to Orunmila when he was going on spiritual mission to the land of the human beings. Your Ori has not yet reached its final destination, O Orunmila. Orunmila says that it is little by little. I responded that it is a gradual process. These were Ifa's decorations to Orunmila when he was going on spiritual mission to the land of Ogun. Your Ori had now reached the final destination, O Orunmila. The land of the rats is not suitable for living. The land of the fishes is not suitable for living. The land of the birds is not suitable for living. The land of the animals is not suitable for living. The land of human beings is not suitable for living. The land of Ogun, that area, is suitable for living. So this is a very interesting verse because Orunmila decided that he wanted a change of environment. So he wanted to raise his profile. He wanted to elevate to new and higher heights. So what he did, he went for Ifa consultation. And when he cast Ifa, Ogbe Oshe came. The Babalawo told him that he would be successful. He needed to offer a bowl with 16 land snails and also keep 2 pigeons as his pets. So as Orunmila did this, he went on his journey. He offered his abo and he went on his journey. And as he was traveling, he took his whole family, all of his wives, all of his children, servants, everything. He took his whole family with him. And so as he traveled, what he also had to do when he reached a particular destination, Orunmila had to let the pigeons go, and then they would circle around, and that would show him whether he was in the right place. So as Orunmila did this, the first place that he traveled to was the land of the rats. And when he got to the land of rats, everything was bountiful. Everything was really nice. And his family was like, wow, this is a great and greener pasture to look at. And he arrived there, he let out the birds, and the birds circled around, and then they stopped, and they said, "Oh, Orunmila, your Ori has not reached its final destination." So Orunmila then tells his family, all right, this isn't the place. Let's move to the next place. And they followed. Orunmila traveled to the land of the fishes. And the land of the fishes was even nicer than the land of the rats. And his family was like, man, I could get used to this. This is beautiful. This is really, really, really nice. And Orunmila thought for a second, oh, let me let my birds out. He let his birds out. They circled around and said, Orunmila, oh, Orunmila, you have not yet reached your final destination. So his family, they were a little perturbed by this point. And then Orunmila packed his things, packed his family, and they left. As he was traveling, he saw the land of the birds. So he got there and he decided, let me settle here. I want to see what it's like in the land of the birds. So as Orunmila stopped in the land of the birds, it too was even better than the land of the fishes. Everything was up to date. Everything was beautiful. There was lush gardens with produce. All the trees had fruit. Everything was beautiful and nice. And Orunmila said, "Let me let my birds go." He let them go. They walked around in a circle. And then they said, "Oh, Orunmila, your Ori has not yet reached its final destination." So by this time, some of his family members were really, really angry. They got to a point where they're like, "Man, why are you taking us on this wild goose chase? This is a good place. This is a beneficial place. Let's stop here. This is a great goal. You've reached your goal." Orunmila had to follow his destiny. He had to follow his Ori. So his family packed up as well. And this time they were irate, angry. They're cussing and talking wild as he was making his way. And this time he made his way to the land of the animals. And the land of the animals was absolutely gorgeous. The land of the animals, there was lush waterfalls, fresh water, and there were ready-made huts that were built for them. And everybody was like, "Oh man, this is the spot." Orunmila, you don't even have to take the birds out. He then takes his birds out. They go around in a circle and they say, "Orunmila, you have not yet reached your final destination." At that moment, half of his family decided, "You know what? We're not going to take this any further. We're going to stay here. You can go on, Orunmila. We're staying here." You ever been in a situation where individuals, either your family, your loved ones, they say, "You're tripping. I'm staying right here. You go do what you got to do. This is me." And they leave you because they can't see your vision. They can't see your destiny. So Orunmila, at this point, he was very sad and he was lamenting. "Man, what? I don't understand this." As he traveled, he came to the land of human beings, and this is with the remaining family members that he had left. He stopped there, and this place was extremely lush. This place was even more up to date than the land of the animals. The land of human beings, there weren't huts built for him, there were houses that were there, there were structures. He had access to everything that he needed. There was the trees that provided uh, medicine and Yerosun. There were birds, plants that he could all use for his special needs. And at that point, his family was like, "All right, Baba, this is it. We already know. It's just a formality. It's just a formality. We don't, at this point, Baba, put the birds away. Stop consulting your Ori. You are in the right place. This is where we should be. We are at where we belong." Orunmila remembered what he needed to do. He let the birds out, and of course, what did the birds say? They walked in a circle, and then they said, "You know what? Oh, Orunmila, your Ori has not yet reached its final destination." So his remaining family members decided, "You know what? We're staying here. This is the place for us. You know, Orunmila, if you want to go, you can go. But this is the place that we want to be. You do you." So his whole family left him, and Orunmila had to go it alone. Any of us ever had that experience where we had to go it alone? We had to continue moving forward, even though we were uncertain. All we had, as some people say, is a dollar and a dream. All we had is this thought, this ambition that we would be greater. And so that at those moments, many times we either choose to give up, we choose to settle, or the people around us give up. And that hurts us. Orunmila moved forward. Alone. He arrives at the land of Ogun. And the land of Ogun, it was bushy. There were bushes everywhere. It was a god awful mess. There was overgrown trees. The roads hadn't been paved. And everything it wasn't helter-skelter, but it was just a lot of work. It was a fixer-upper type place. And Orunmila was there by himself, and he met Ogun. And he takes his birds out, and they walk around in a circle, and then they sit down. And they said, Orunmila, you have reached your final destination. This is something different now. Have you ever been in a situation where you land in the midst of the dream you thought you said you wanted, and it don't look like what you envisioned it to be? It looks like overgrown trees. It looks like a fixer-upper house that the roof is messed up. But Ifa says, this is where your destiny will manifest. This is the place where you will be great. And Orunmila sat, and all he could do was live his destiny. So within the process, Ogun and Orunmila began to cut down all these trees. They made a road. They built roads. They built houses. They found access to clean water. They built the area up. And it took some time to develop this place. But as they developed it, then Orunmila had his own house, and people began to come, and they were talking about this great Babalawo that lived in a foresty area, a foresty oasis, so to speak. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And Orunmila began to get the money that he needed. He also began to receive the prestige that was so due him in this place, in the place that he had to work to develop, in the place where he had to blaze the trail. And he got to be so great that his family members who had settled in the land of the animals and the ones that settled in the land of human beings, they began to be like, oh man, Baba, where does he live? What he's somewhere else. And what do you think happened? They then came to where he was and found the place that Orunmila finally settled and developed was greater than all of the places that they had left. The place that Orunmila had built was greater than every other place. And then all of a sudden now they want to be in his home and in the place and everywhere. You ever been in a situation where at the end of the day, at the moment you reach your height, now everybody's like, oh man, oh, you're so great. Oh, Can we kick it? Let's come back now. I was only joking when I saw what was happening. You ever been in situations where in the end people now they want to come around. uh I believe it was Bismarck. He said, dang, it's good to see people up on it. Finally, he has a song called Vapors. I don't know if y'all in the hip hop, but you know, for all my heads out there, uh Bismarck has a song that says they caught the vapors. And basically all of Orumila's family members caught the vapors. They caught the smell, the ashe, the omo of his greatness now that he had moved to a different place and he had made things great on his own. So when we think about this, some of the general morals to this story, the messages that I take away. Many times we've got to go it alone. And when we have to go it alone, when we have to do this process, people will think we're crazy. People will think that what you're doing has no purpose. And your ambition is, it's not their ambition. It's not their dream. It's not their destiny to manifest. And oftentimes when people are trudging up the hill to manifest their greatness, they have their thought, their dream, their vision in their mind, and they share it prematurely. And when they share it prematurely, then in the presence of people who are common. And when I say common, I'm not disrespecting common. I'm just saying that these are individuals who do not aspire to a position greater than where they are. They're cool with being where they're at. And that's fine. But Olodumare is giving you a destiny. Olodumare is giving you dreams to manifest. And imagine if what Olodumare has given you could really happen. Like if Olodumare says that you are going to be absolutely great within your field, but you have no degree. And you tell people, one day I'm going to be the president, or I'm going to be the president of this department. And what do you think happens when you say it prematurely to everybody else? Everybody else is like, do you have a degree? What's your degree in? I don't think that's going to work. You got to aim lower. You got to aim for something that's within your, within your field of expertise. This doesn't sound like it's in your field of expertise. There are going to be people who shoot down your dreams. There are going to be people who shoot down your visions of what you want to be. And it's just like if a woman is pregnant and she says, hey, I'm pregnant. And everyone's like, hey, let's see the baby. Birth that baby real quick. Like, is it time for that baby to be birthed into the world? No, it isn't. If you birth a baby too prematurely, that child will die. This is the same with our dream. This is the same with our destiny. If we expose it to people who aren't ready for who we are, aren't ready to manifest the depth of what we came to bring, if we expose it to those folks, your dream will definitely die. Sometimes you got to keep it to yourself. Sometimes you got to keep it inside and move in silence, right? Don't tell people your goals. Don't tell people your dreams, your manifestations, the things that you want to happen in the world. Don't tell it to them unless you are absolutely ready to implement what you have worked hard to manifest. Like, don't tell them, hey, I'm about to put out a great album, and the album's not finished, or you haven't even started on it. I tell them the day before my joint comes out, or the day after it comes out. You understand what I'm saying? We have to do self-care on our dreams. And in closing, sometimes we have to separate from the folks that are not about our elevation. So we have to separate in order to elevate sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have to put the friends that are always concerned with ground earthly things, put those folks to the side. Put the folks who don't have the same vision or mentality as you, let them go to the side. You're on to like bigger things. It's like the story of the eagle that was raised around chickens. And that eagle that was raised around chickens, everybody thought the eagle was like a ugly chicken. And it wasn't until that eagle understood exactly who she was, that she was greater than these ground flying birds, these birds that could barely fly above the ground. The eagle is supposed to be a mile high. This is our destiny. But our destiny can be transformed, changed, and destroyed when we expose it to the wrong people and we absorb their dissent. We have to be different and recognize that we are greater than the circumstances that we are currently in. Olodumare has a greater, greater, greater purpose for all of us to aspire to. Ashe. Thank you all so much for joining us today. You know, um, those of you who are interested in participating in our Itarogun, we just had Itarogun. The Odu was Osaleye Osameji. So those of you who are interested in participating in Itarogun, you can go to the website and you can access where you can donate at that place, because we're going to offer the above very soon. Itarogun, for those of you who don't know, Itarogun is a divination that's done for us as a group every 17 days. And it's a great opportunity for all of us to kind of get in on the divination as a community, so that the community will assist us. We can help each other. Okay. So Itarogun happened. We'll be offering the above very soon. Also, this Thursday, we're having Makings of Men. So those of you who are interested, the flyer will be coming soon, and you can tune in and tap in with us there. Along with all of those things, we have a new development, and that new development is that you can see the temple service on the website. So we're streaming live from the website right now. So if you go to www.edinkaifatemple.com, you can go to the website and go to the streaming page, and we're streaming temple service live right now. So that's really cool development. And also we have our conversations with Ifa. So last week was a pretty interesting one. This past Friday, conversations with Ifa, we talked about spiritual self-defense. So we gave the basics of that. So those of you who are interested in knowing more about that, then you can go to the website, and if you want to take a look at the video, you can screen the video you can rent it for a fee. So now I'm uploading the conversations with Ifa. All the past ones that we've had, they will be uploaded to the live stream portion, and you can rent those. So those of you who are interested in that, and also past services, the sermons will be up there as well. So if you want to help, support, donate to the temple, you can go, to those places and donate there and be part of what we're trying to grow. All right. So thank you all so very much for joining us once again. We love every one of you, and we thank you for supporting Idinkai Fa Temple and actualizing our destiny. We are looking for a space. So if you all are familiar with spaces, anybody has the hookup, anybody has an inroad to spaces that we can have temple service at in Los Angeles area, particularly the Leimert Park area, Baldwin Hills area, please let us know. We're looking for a space. So thank you, and we will see you next time. All right, let's pray ourselves out. Olodumare, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We thank you for all the wonderful things that you provided for us. We ask that you would continue to reveal our destiny to us, reveal the great things that we are to us. Help us to truly see ourselves the way that you see us so that we can aspire to greater and greater things and higher heights. We thank you for life itself, and we thank you for our destinies, and help us to manifest those expeditiously. All right, thank you all so much. Aboro aboye, aboshishi aboto.